Hi everybody, Riskmonger here. Welcome back to Astrology Baseball on MLB The Show 22, where we have to get right into it here because the game did not give me an intro. This matchup is between Capricorn and Cancer, the two cardinal signs in the negative polarity. And to lead off the game, we've got Blue Jays starter Alek Manoah against the Dodgers shortstop Trey Turner. Trey Turner was actually ranked #1 among fantasy players according to MLB.com. And he lines a single up the middle to start the game. You can see he's got 97 speed over on first base. As a reminder, if you want to learn more about Astrology Baseball, you can check out my blog, astrologybaseball.com. Okay, on a personal note, I am a Cancer. I was born in early July, so I've been paying a lot of attention to this roster. And let me just say, I have some issues with how the computer has put together this lineup. Starting with right here, if Andrew Benintendi is your DH, then where's Shohei Ohtani, the reigning American League MVP? I mean, I know he's in the rotation. He started yesterday's game. But the whole point of having the Ohtani rule is that he can both pitch and hit. So I have no idea why he's not in there. And another thing, Andrew Benintendi is a Gold Glove left fielder. So even if you wanted to have him in the lineup, it makes no sense to put him as DH where he's not even on the field. As Trey Turner steals second base on a Ty France strikeout. So he's showing his value there. And alright, batting cleanup is Yordan Alvarez, so I kind of see what's happening here. Oh! Yordan Alvarez saw what was happening with that pitch and absolutely crushes it into right field for a 2-run homer in the first inning. Cancer's got a 2-0 lead, but what I was getting at is, I think what the computer does is it takes a look at all the players on the roster. It sees Yordan Alvarez, it says, oh, he's the highest rated left fielder, so he should get in there in left field. And then your next best left fielder just gets slotted in as the DH. But like I said, Benintendi won a Gold Glove last year, and Alvarez is somebody who routinely plays DH because he is so bad with the glove. So this is roster building 101, but I'm not sure how to teach my game how to do that kind of stuff. As Cancer enters the bottom of the first inning with a 71% win expectancy after Yordan Alvarez's big 2-run homer. On the mound for Cancer is Steven Strasburg, who hasn't pitched yet in 2022. He's recovering from thoracic outlet syndrome surgery. So his career might actually be in jeopardy, but the game does not take into account real-life injuries. I mean, players can, of course, get injured over the course of the simulated season, but everybody's healthy to start the year, including leadoff hitter Kyle Tucker, who looks absolutely silly striking out on that front door breaking ball. Strasburg starts off the game well, and, okay, well, Capricorn's lineup actually makes me question what I said earlier about Yordan Alvarez in left field. See, J.P. Crawford just ripped a single past the first baseman. And he's the starting shortstop, while the next batter, Fernando Tatis Jr., who would have been the #1 ranked fantasy player were it not for an injury, is in there as the DH. Now, I'm assuming the game did this for defensive reasons, but if they'll do it for Tatis, why not also do that for Yordan Alvarez? As Tatis thought he had ball 4, but the umpire called it a strike, and we get to see a nice little extended cutscene as he settles himself back in the box. So yeah, I don't understand. Some of these roster construction decisions are a little bit beyond me, but again, I'm not going to spend time setting the lineups for all 12 signs for all 162 games. As Tatis grounds out to his real-life teammate Manny Machado, cannot turn the double play. Tatis runs far too well for that, but Strasburg would get out of the inning without allowing any runs. Okay, so we go to the second here. I've got just one more gripe with Cancer's roster construction here. Charlie Blackmon is in right field over yet another Gold Glover in Tyler O'Neill, who's on the bench. Now, I know O'Neill is off to a bad start this year, but his player rating in the game is far better than Blackmon's, who's no longer a good hitter or a good fielder, as he strikes out there. Cancer's 2-0 lead would hold until the 4th, but the Goats are threatening here. We've got 2 runners on, with power-hitting Mitch Haniger at the plate. And Strasburg freezes him with a sharp breaking ball right on the inside corner. That is his 5th strikeout. And then the next batter, Eduardo Escobar, goes down swinging on the high heat. Strasburg pitches himself out of a jam, shouting into the glove. That's that water sign energy. Well, actually not. Maybe he's got like an Aries rising sign or something. But either way, 6 strikeouts for Strasburg through 4 innings, and only 1 Capricorn hit allowed. In the bottom of the 5th, Kyle Tucker draws a 2-out walk. He's going to try to steal second on a pitch out. That's Yan Gomes at the plate, throwing a strike to Trey Turner, who applies the tag. It's a little sad that we don't get to see Yadier Molina as catcher, considering this is going to be his last season in the majors. But Gomes a very capable backstop. Next inning, though, Strasburg gets himself into some trouble, walking J.P. Crawford to lead off the inning. Next batter, Tatis Jr. grounds one past the outstretched glove of Brandon Lau for a single. Got 2 runners on with nobody out here. This is a nice smooth swing from last year's cover athlete, Tatis Jr., who is going to miss the first half of the season due to an injury that he sustained while the lockout was in effect. Next batter, C.J. Cron grounds out softly. It's going to be a 6-4-3 double play, but Crawford moves over to third, which brings up Chris Bryant. He's in left field. And he grounds one up the middle. There's nobody there, and the Cancer lead has been cut in half. Chris Bryant signed with the Colorado Rockies during the offseason, where he will play left field. He's been at third base most of his career, but Capricorn's already got Eduardo Escobar there, so this defensive formation works out nicely. After a walk to Mitch Haniger, Cancer Crabs manager Tony La Russa brings in Dinelson Lamet, a long reliever. If you couldn't tell by how the teams looked, I'm using the American League Central to stand in for the negative cardinal signs. Cancer represented by the Chicago White Sox, Capricorn by the Detroit Tigers. As Escobar grounds a single to load the bases, but nobody's going to score here. That'll bring up the number 8 hitter, Ozzy Albies. Really? Batting 8th? And he swings like a number 8 hitter, striking out with the bases loaded. Strong pitching by Lamet. And the Crabs maintain their 2-1 lead. Meanwhile, Alek Manoah, after giving up that 2-run homer in the first, has settled down. There he is catching Brandon Lau looking to finish the 7th. He's given up only the 3 hits in the whole game, as we do not get to listen to a nice rendition of Take Me Out to the Ball Game. In the bottom of the 7th, Cancer playing matchup here, with the lefty Brooks Raley on to face Kyle Tucker. He foul tips one into the mitt for his 2nd strikeout of the day. As you can see here, the path of the ball does change as he gets just the slightest hint of wood on it. New Capricorn pitcher in the 8th inning, Drew Steckenrider, gets center fielder Ramon Laureano swinging. I actually can't fault the game for putting Ramon Laureano in there, despite the fact that at this point in the season he was still serving his suspension. I might have chose Cody Bellinger of the Dodgers, but they're pretty evenly matched as far as the game's ratings are concerned. Here's yet another unavailable player for Cancer. Tampa Bay setup man Nick Anderson is still recovering from the injury that ruined his entire 2021 season. But he's firing on all cylinders here in the game as he strikes out Fernando Tatis Jr. on that high heat. And then also in the 8th inning, Anderson would throw a nice breaking ball to strike out Chris Bryant. And Cancer going into the 9th inning with the slimmest of leads. Steckenrider still pitching in the 9th. He'll throw his 15th pitch to Trey Turner, who hits one well out to right field. Kyle Tucker leaps, it's over his head and off the top of the wall. Turner, with his great speed, is going to easily cruise into third base with a stand-up triple. So, speaking of the Capricorn outfield, that's Kyle Tucker in right and Chris Bryant in left, which means that Mitch Haniger gets to play center field out of position. but in my opinion, that's a much better decision than relying on an actual eligible center fielder like Odubel Herrera or Kevin Pillar. So 2 batters after Turner's triple. Here's Ty France, the Mariners' first baseman. He lifts one deep into center field. There's Haniger making the catch, and no chance to catch Turner at the plate as he speeds in there with a much-needed insurance run. Cancer now leads 3-1. In to close it out for Cancer is Blake Trinan. Trinan pitches for the Dodgers. He's actually going to be injured for the foreseeable future. It was actually unfortunate when the Dodgers signed Craig Kimbrell, because that means Trinan is not going to get a lot of real-life save opportunities, as he immediately allows a base hit to Haniger, which means this is going to be an exciting 9th inning. Oh, and even more so after Haniger gets to second base on that wild pitch. That was actually pretty close, considering Gomes had to scramble for that ball and then make an off-balance throw. But Trinan would buckle down, getting Eduardo Escobar swinging on that hard sinker. But things get worse when Ozzy Albies hits a weak ground ball. Brandon Lau cannot handle it. There's now runners on first and third with just 1 out here. They ruled out a base hit. Albies runs well. He might have beaten it out anyway. Next batter, Tucker Barnhart. He's going to ground one weakly. Lau handles it, goes to first. It's his only play. It's an RBI ground out. So now the tying run is at second base with 2 outs. Leadoff hitter Kyle Tucker comes to the plate. Trinan's pitch is looped out to left field. Here's Yordan Alvarez. He will make the play, and Cancer holds on to win it, despite a starting lineup made up of approximately just 60% of the people that I would choose. For example, I mean, there's not much you could do in the infield, but consider you've got Tim Anderson and Jorge Polanco on the bench. There's also Nelson Cruz, who might have been a better DH option if you didn't want to go with Ohtani. But either way, it all works out. Strasburg pitches a gem. Blake Trinan holds on for the save. And this Astrology Baseball simulated season is fully underway. So thanks so much for watching. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. And remember, you can read more about this Astrology Baseball project at my blog, astrologybaseball.com. See you all next time.